What is going on? You're listening to episode 281. That's right, last week was 280. It said it in the title, but we just said it wrong. You know, no big deal. Of the Nintendo Powercast. I'm your host, N64 Josh. Player 2, Nightcrawler. What's up, dude?
Hey, how's it going? And it's Crawler coming at you.
That's right. Eric couldn't be here tonight. Sorry, guys. We all miss him. Make sure you tweet at him, at HateZero. Say, we miss you. We miss you. Maybe next week. This week was full of birthday celebrations, and I was out of town, so, you know. Plus, we kind of waited. We're like, let's wait till Thursday. Maybe there'll be a little bit of Nintendo news. Sorry to break it to you. We're just going to talk more about Nintendo Direct rumor leaks. That's it, you know.
and financials, you know.
Yeah, more financials.
Exciting stuff.
Maybe some Legos. We'll talk Legos again. And but before we get started, that music you just heard is from On Being Human. Make sure to check them out on Spotify and YouTube, and really go check them out. They're awesome. All right, this is an unofficial Nintendo podcast, and if you'd like to get yourself a free book from Audible, my book, in fact, head on over to n64josh.com/audible. Get it for free. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you. And for everybody that's picked it up and left reviews, thank you so much. I was checking out the reviews. I hadn't gone and looked at them in a while, and the reviews were really, I was touched. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. That's n64josh.com/audible. You can get the physical version. That's what you call books, the physical version. Yeah. You can get a physical copy by heading over to n64josh.com/anothercastle. The chair I'm sitting in is from OPC, but the last time I checked, they still didn't have any chairs. So I don't know what to say. I'm sorry. Hopefully one day they'll be back in stock. With that, let's get on over to the announcements.
Hey, listen!
All right, Animal Crossing podcast. There's going to be a new episode coming out this weekend. Smash Bros. Cast, we keep teasing it. But
schedules are going to line up. We're going to do it. We've been playing a little bit, so.
Yeah, we actually had some really good games. We should talk about that in a little bit here. Smash Bros. Coming back. Twitch Chat podcast is alive and kicking every Wednesday morning, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here on twitch.tv/N64Josh. If you want to catch it live. And I've been having a lot of fun answering a lot of questions. We're talking about different ways to set up revenue streams and how to market yourself, how to, just branding, all that stuff. And it's been a great time hanging out with people during that show live and doing live Q&A at the end of each episode. So you can also check out, if you don't want, of course you can listen to it. I also put out articles each week for that episode, so you can check out some of the show notes at n64josh.com. I did release the new album. New Day is out on stream on Spotify. If you're a streamer or a writer, anybody that just likes chill music, go check out the latest album. It's on Spotify, Amazon Music. Just look for N64Josh wherever you listen to music. Mario Kart Mondays and Fridays, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Come hang out, come race with us. It is a great time. Saturday morning Splatoons, 10 a.m. Saturday mornings, and Game Club is going on, and it's Donkey Kong Country time. So make sure to jump into that. Let's talk about what we've been playing. So it's been mostly Animal Crossing for me over the last, and a little bit more Paper Mario, but Animal Crossing and Paper Mario. And I love that I've gotten into my groove with Animal Crossing, where I'm just catching bugs now and fishing. And I've got some ideas for things I want to redo. But for right now, I'm really just enjoying getting the new bugs every month, getting the new fish, and just doing the stuff with Animal Crossing that's just nice and relaxing. So it's cool. Really been enjoying that. Made it a little further in Paper Mario, and it's a blast.
What world are you on?
I beat that first boss. I'm into the autumn area right now, and
was the first boss the colored pencils?
The first main boss, yeah, that's what I would say. Okay. So yeah, I'm through. I'm onto that area now. The writing still cracks me up. I end up taking screenshots all the time of all the different things they talk about in that game. It's just always a good time. It always keeps me laughing. Also did some Jackbox on the Switch. I played that with my parents over the weekend when we all went and hung out at their cabin, and then did some Jackbox on Tuesday night also. And while I packed light when as far as gaming stuff for the trip to the cabin, and I threw in my retro controllers, the NES and the Super Nintendo ones. Didn't even need the Super Nintendo ones. As soon as my dad saw the NES controllers, he was like, "Ooh, we could play Punch Out. We could play Excite Bike. We could play baseball." I'm like, "Yes, we can." So that's I ended up beating him 7-6 in a game of baseball, all 9 innings. So that was like being a little kid again, honestly, because that's the kind of stuff we would do when I was very, very young. So that was fun.
I mean, that's kind of a resurgence for you because you did that initially when the NES Classic came out too, right?
Yeah, he has one. I got him one actually when they re-released it, and he's like, I asked him, "Are you still playing?" He's like, Yeah, I play it quite a bit, and right now some of his grandkids are living with him, and he's like, they all love it. The little boys love playing it. So, my sister has 5 boys, and they're living with them right now. So, what's up, Scorchy? Welcome in, Raiders. So glad you're here. We are currently recording the Nintendo Powercast, so welcome on in. We can get a shout out for Scorchy. I'd really appreciate it. But that's pretty much been it as far as the games I've been playing. What about you, my friend?
So I played a little bit more Paper Mario. I'm almost up to I'm at the boss door, I think, for World 4. And I mean it's kind of I was talking about this last week. It's really become, I'm kind of still in the same area that I was last week. I didn't play a whole lot over the weekend. I played a lot of Lego over the weekend, as I'll talk about here in a little bit. But yeah, I've been playing that, and like I said last week as well, I made a promise to a now 7-year-old boy upstairs that I'm not going to do the boss battle without him. He's very upset that we didn't have time to do that after he had teeth brushed and everything like that tonight before the show. So that'll be tomorrow. We'll do the boss for World 4.
There you go.
But so yeah, I've been doing that a little bit. I've been playing a little bit on my PlayStation with a little gem that came out this last week that was free for PlayStation Plus owners. And if you have a PC, you can also play it. It's Fall Guys, which is kind of taken Twitch by storm. I think it's sitting probably right now. I know since I think Tifu's playing it right now, and Lupo and Cloaks. Like, there's at least just on my feed right here, there's over 50,000 people watching Fall Guys. Like, it's kind of taken over. So if you haven't heard about it, it's pretty fun. There's 60 little dudes in crazy suits that are kind of resembling a lot of games that you'd see on Wipeout or what was the Japanese game show on G4?
Get eliminated.
Yeah,
MXC,
the elimination challenge. Yeah. So, and they straight up, like, they don't even hold any blows. Like, there's one challenge that's straight up the door challenge where you just got to try to blast through doors, and some are solid and some give away.
That's
so great. And then Wipeout has like the sweeper game. So there's straight up games that they took straight out of those games, which is hilarious. And we'll talk about the possibility of Xbox and Switch getting that here a little bit later in the show, but that's been fun. So it's up to 60 players jump in, and games are going super quick. It's free, like I said, on PlayStation Plus. So if you have that as an option, definitely check it out. It's, I think, $20 or $30 depending on the version you get through the I think it's maybe only Epic Store. I'm not sure if it's on Steam, but you can. Oh no, Pudding invited me to play it on Steam, and I don't have it on PC because it's free on PlayStation. But it's on your computer, wherever you get your games, you can get it there. But it's super fun, very simple controls. I look forward to it coming to more consoles, and all the today and yesterday I was seeing KFC and Arby's and all those funny fast food Twitter handles are trying to get in on it. Like, I think KFC was the first one to post it. They posted a Colonel like little Fall Guys avatar that they want to have these crossover skins get in the game and stuff. So it'll be great. And like the devs are super aware of kind of how popular it is, and how it's definitely getting the Rocket League boost. I don't know if you guys are aware, way back, how long ago, this 5-6 years ago, whenever Rocket League first came out, it was one of those free games on PlayStation Plus, and it got eyes on the game, and it took something that was kind of obscure that maybe people wouldn't have been quite aware of, being soccer with cars, and amplified it to what it is now, where it's of like college esport, that they have college teams that play it and all sorts of other stuff. That this game has kind of had that boost from taking whatever financial hit that it maybe incurs to the developer to give it away for free on PlayStation. I'm sure there's an agreement that Sony's paying them a certain amount of money, but they're definitely losing out on some revenue that could be if the game just was purchased. But they have some in-game purchases that I'm sure they're benefiting from, kind of Fortnite style. But it's definitely taken kind of Twitch by storm, at least, and it's been great. So we'll hope for it here on more platforms here, and crossplay is definitely something they're talking about as well. So we'll hopefully see that down the line. But sitting over here to my side, this is kind of what I did all. This came in the mail on Thursday, and kind of took up my time Thursday evening, Friday evening, Saturday during the day, and I finished it on Saturday. But it is the NES and TV Lego set, 2,646 pieces, I think, or whatever it was.
Wow.
Two 200 plus page booklets to build it all. I built the NES first, and I got most of it built on like Thursday night, the first night I started working on it. Finished it Friday when I was working from home. Just took some time and was able to finish that. Got the controller done and the cartridge done, which is really cool. The cartridge looks really cool. There's only 3 stickers in the whole set, 2 of which are the cartridge, and 1 is like the TV stuff on the back. So a lot of these Lego pieces that are like Power and Reset and the Nintendo branding are all on Lego pieces, which is pretty cool.
Oh, that's very cool.
They even have like AV spots and everything like that. Yeah. So just the internal stuff of everything on this is really cool. And I teased this last week on talking about it, but this is on the side of the NES, and you build 1-2 kind of with even the warp world is right here. You can see it. Yep. So it's pretty good. And it's got the elevators and everything like that. And that's something that's just built super easy to pop off and be really cool.
Yeah.
And then just the mechanics of behind the scroll wheel on the TV as you crank it is pretty crazy, and so it's sometimes frustrating for me when I was trying to put it together, making sure it works and stays moving how it should. So it definitely lives up to the 18 plus kind of warning that it has there. A lot of moving parts, a lot of small pieces, following the directions really closely to make sure all the moving parts go in correctly, and a lot of gears and pegs and all sorts of stuff to make sure it fits appropriately and moves how it's supposed to. But it's very, very cool once it's all put together, and the knobs, even the one thing I don't like is the TV stand is kind of free sitting. It's not attached to it, but like even the knobs have little on.
You love it, dude.
Cranking, yeah. So it's really cool.
That's incredible. Yeah, it looks really good. I was surprised how small it was, honestly. Like, some of the pictures made it look a little bit bigger, but you were saying some people have been posting pictures of like the classic with the original, and then with that, and it's kind of like they kind of sits right in the middle.
Yeah, and one of the other cool, like, there's mechanical stuff all over the place in this, but even the NES has a pressure tray to push the cartridge down and have it stay down inside the system, and then you just press and release it again and it comes back up. So it's really cool.
Yeah, I love the way it looks. So
yeah, so a lot of Lego this weekend, less actual gaming, but it was fun.
Yeah, it's cool. That's cool. Well, all right. Well, let's jump on over into the news. All right. Well, right after we got done with last week's show, the Nintendo's numbers all, their financials dropped, and this is as of June 30th, mind you. So it's pretty crazy what Animal Crossing has done. This is, I can't believe it, honestly. 22.5 1.40 million units sold.
So I was thinking about this all week.
Yep.
And not to put down its numbers or anything like that, but I look at that and I know why it is so high. And I'll tell you why. It's because you can't have multiple players playing on independent islands on one Switch. So that comes with a need for multiple copies, multiple Switches. That's why we see so many Switches. I mean, the world the way it is, where people are buying Switches just because they are great. I'm not saying the pandemic has caused this to. It's not artificially high. I think it was a well-made game and it deserves what it's getting. But I think Nintendo, the way they've architectured the online or just the offline functionality of this game and how it functions with 8 people living on one island, if you do that, and if you want your own individualized island, you need to buy multiple copies of the game. And so I think that is bolstering sales a little bit compared to Odyssey or Breath of the Wild, where you can take the card out and pass it to somebody else and they can play it, and or have multiple accounts on a Switch and they have their own independent saves. So I think that's where you see a little bit of the sales going up with that.
Well, I mean, the cart you could just move between consoles, no problem.
But you can't play the same. You can't go visit each other's islands at the same time if you do that.
Correct. But this is how Animal Crossing's always been. The only way you could get multiple islands on the GameCube was a secondary memory card, but it's always been that way. I honestly I think that social media is a huge reason for this. I mean, it hit at the right time, right? But I think there's just been so many like Hollywood movie stars playing this game, right? Tweeting out pictures of their islands. Machete, right? What's his name? Danny
Trejo, yeah.
You know, like it's like
and Kumail Nanjiani and Brie Larson. There's a lot of celebrities that have embraced this and shown off their islands and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong as far as like, yeah, I bought 6 copies of the game.
That's more than you have copies of Mario Kart 8, right?
No, I don't think so. At least, I mean, maybe not that I've paid for though, because I've given away copies of that game. So.
Yeah.
So it's just wild. These numbers are crazy, and I believe. Does Animal Crossing? I'll Google it real quick, but I think it holds the record for the fastest selling first party title.
Well, for sure. Yeah, it's over 20 million. It's over 22 million, and it's been out for 3 months.
Yeah.
I mean, Breath of the Wild's been out the entire lifetime of the Switch, and it's sold 18.6.
But it's so...
Which I don't know how Mario Odyssey is only sitting at 18 million. Like, that just seems weird.
What I want to know is if it's where it sits as far as like the record for the fastest selling game. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I was gonna say I don't even care about first party. I would say just game in general. Yeah, it's probably up there.
Let's see here.
I mean, Call of Duty's probably sell out a lot of copies really quick, but
so the first article that pops up says Breath of the Wild at 1.3 million units sold.
Well, I mean, for a little bit, Breath of the Wild sold more copies than Switches.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So here we go. Let's see. This is old though. This article's a little bit old, but it beats Call of Duty's record for fastest selling. Come on, for fastest selling digital game.
Which Call of Duty 2? Modern Warfare 2?
Beating the record of 2018's Call of Duty Black Ops 4.
Oh, okay.
So that's wild. That's that is
It's a lot of units.
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, and it's not a multi-console release. It's one console. So,
And did they release hardware data?
in this, yeah, we have it. It's all here. The Switch is about to surpass the NES. So we'll go through the list real quick. Mario Kart 8 is sitting at 26.74 million units. We're never getting Mario Kart 9. It's never happening. People, stop buying it. No, don't. Keep buying it. And come play with us, in fact. Buy it and come play with us on stream, because it's a lot of fun. Animal Crossing, almost 23 million. Honestly, this is, what, a month and a half old? Like, at this point, has Animal Crossing surpassed Mario Kart?
4 million copies is a lot, so...
Smash is just under 20 million. Just under 20 million. Breath of the Wild, 18.60. Pokemon, 18.22. Super Mario Odyssey, 18.06. Where are we getting? What's up with Odyssey? Give us some DLC. Come on. Pokemon Let's Go, 12.2. Super Mario Party. Can we just all... Can everybody just put up some kind of facepalm? If you're listening to this, just facepalm alongside with us.
It's in its top 10 games sold on Switch, and they have horrible support for it.
What, like, they are leaving money on the table. Why is nobody creating DLC for this game?
Yeah.
What?
Here's Mario Party 1 boards. Go play it, and mini games.
Yeah. Exactly. Splatoon at 10 million. And then New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe at 7 million. That's, I mean...
I feel like Pikmin might overtake New Super Mario Bros. U when it comes out.
I don't know.
If a Wii U game can do that well, then I feel like Pikmin can maybe do that.
Maybe. I just don't know if Pikmin holds the same power as the...
It doesn't have Mario.
Mario, you know? But maybe. Okay. Wii U still got some numbers here. They're still in the list. Mario Kart 8 at 8.45 million units, but that's nothing. We're not going to go into all these. Mario Kart 7's the top of the list for 3DS at 18.71 million units, and I'm sure these are still going up. New Leaf is at 12 million. I wonder how much New Leaf has gone up since Horizon came out. For people that haven't been able to find a Switch, you know. I don't know if Wii is still selling. I mean, I don't know. It goes on and on, but
I don't understand. Nintendo Land is at 5.2 million copies. Isn't that that was a pack-in for me? Is that not a pack-in?
I don't believe it was at first.
Initially, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, because they've sold more copies of Mario Kart 8 than they have Switches out there or Wii U's out there, if that's the case.
Right. Yeah, no, the Wii U I picked up came with a Pro Controller, Zombie U, and Nintendo Land.
Okay. So I got one around the time Smash came out, and Nintendo Land was a pack-in, I believe.
Got it. Cryptic saying it was only for the Black Wii U that it was a pack-in, so... So let's see here. We got some financial highlights. Let's see. This is stuff that is beyond my pay grade. Let's see. Video game
I love that Wii
sales.
Sports is still at 82.9 million.
Right. So here we go. Switches, hardware. 61.44 million units sold. 3DS.
And that's is that combining lights and?
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. 3DS, 75.87 million units sold. So it's slowly making its way towards the 3DS. Wii is at 101, almost 102. That's Nintendo's best-selling system. Well, I take that back. The Nintendo, their best-selling home console, the DS is at 154 million units, which is just bonkers.
But that's also the family I guess so. It's DS, DS Lite, and DSi
Correct.
is included all in that.
Yeah. Yeah. Game Boy Advance is at 81. Game Boy is at 118 million. GameCube 21, Nintendo 64 32, Super Nintendo 49, and the NES is at 61, almost 62. So the Switch is about to surpass its grandfather, the NES, in sales. It probably. So here's what's funny. I was in Walmart the other day and happened to see Switches. I may have said this last week. I can't remember, but I saw 6 Switch Lites, 1 actual Switch. And while I was there,
that's rare.
Somebody purchased it. Like it was, I saw it. I was like, "Oh, there's a Switch," and then saw somebody at the checkout with it. I was like, "Oh, there it goes."
I mean, Wario64 always tweets when like Amazon gets them back up. Mm-hmm. I clicked on the link just to look at it, and I think this was Sunday when I clicked on the link, and it was like, "Oh yeah, order now will be fulfilled by October 13th." For Switch Lites. They're that far. Like you're just pretty much just throwing money at Amazon saying, I hope I get it sometime before Pikmin comes out, pretty much is what you're hoping on now.
Crazy. So the Switch, as far as software units, is at 406 million units, almost 407 million units of software. The 3DS was at about 385 million. So it's definitely moving.
Original DS software is crazy, almost 950 million units.
Yeah, it is crazy. So, I mean, this is my brain doesn't understand what is happening with Nintendo right now. They are leading the way with hardware, with software, and here we sit wondering what is coming out.
We have one game.
Yeah.
That's a Wii U title.
And it's gotta be because third parties, because if you go back, Nintendo was like, hey, third parties, go ahead and announce your stuff. Crickets.
Yep.
Crickets.
Yeah, we don't know when Apex is because Apex was supposed to come out later this year, right? And we still don't have a date for that on when Switch is supposed to get that.
I thought it was October.
Maybe we have a window, but yeah, it's just the whole back half of this year. Just we don't know what it looks like, and they have a stranglehold on like I mean, they're over Xbox on install base right now. Because all we know on Xbox is that they're north of 50 million units.
Right. Yeah. Apex is fall. That's all it says. Fall 2020. So, but yeah, that'll be great.
And Halo's out of the way right now for fall, so it's like kind of only Cyberpunk is really the big holiday title, and that's not coming to Switch. So it's like Nintendo has an opportunity to have a really big holiday season, even against brand new consoles launching, because PlayStation doesn't really even have that much coming out as a launch title. It's the Spider-Man expansion that is a kind of a standalone, but it's kind of an expansion. It's not really clear how big the game actually is, but that's the only like true PS5 exclusive, I think, that's coming out. And Halo's wasn't even going to be an exclusive. It was going to be a system seller for sure, but it was going to be playable on PC and the current Xbox. So Switch has an opportunity to like really get an original game that could be a holiday like hit, and they're instead kind of just falling behind and not leading out with anything.
And if they are doing a All-Stars style game with 3D Marios, like we've seen what the Wii U Mario game could do at 7 million units.
Yeah.
You pack in the 64,
especially if it's
GameCube,
a combination of stuff. Yeah, it's going to be.
And the Wii games plus the Wii U.
If they find a way to do Sunshine correctly, and
it's it's game over. There's that game will sell 10 to 15 million units like no problem.
Which 3D Land was an amazing game. I enjoyed that game. It was very fun to play, and I would play it again.
Yeah, I'm honestly tempted to fire up Sunshine. I've been like, I was actually working on a drawing of one of the first one's box art, I believe. And
if that wasn't a $40, $50 disc, I would have it and I would play it. But I'm not spending $40 or $50 on a used GameCube disc right now. That's questionable about how it works.
Sunshine, yeah, it's crazy that the games were backwards compatible, but we never saw them digitally. Because the Wii games ended up coming to the Wii U digitally, which was kind of interesting. But yeah, so they'll have a hit on their hands with a Mario Holiday title. Like, it'll be, oh man, it's just tell us what is where is it at? Every Nintendo like Nintendo heavy YouTube content creator, everything is rumored leak. Some people, Stealth, who's been on the show, he's like I just like getting up every morning and reading what leaks are going to be, what are the new leak rumors this year, or this week, or today. So it's just, I don't know, people are hungry. So it's just it's crazy. It's crazy. And I mean, even seeing Halo get delayed, good on 343 for doing it,
And Phil Spencer for okaying it and being able to take that hit that he's inevitably taking right now. Like, they're gonna get hate for it, but if you look at how Master Chief Collection launched, that was so horrible for the brand. And then even the bad campaign that was Halo 5, they need this to be a glorious welcome back into the Halo world, so that they can correct those wrongs that have happened. And I mean, I don't think the delay is based solely on the public backlash from the reveal event, the gameplay stuff, but I think it's a combination of COVID and working from home, and crunch is a huge thing in the industry that I think Kotaku and Jason Schreier has worked on exposing when it comes to Red Dead and some of those other big games that experience a lot of game devs do it all the time, and it's something that maybe shouldn't happen because it's unhealthy and the cost of a game shouldn't be people's health and all that kind of stuff. So looking at Cyberpunk delaying and Halo now delaying and some other big games have taken that correct step to move in that way. All we're doing is guaranteeing that we're getting a good game hopefully here in the future, and not something that potentially could be good in the future after they patch it 5 times. So this, I think, is in the long run good, but we want information.
Yeah. Yeah, at least they told us it's getting delayed, right? So we know.
Yep.
Nintendo, tell us something and then delay it. We don't care. Just give us...
we already know that Metroid got delayed, so at least let us give us the trilogy. Just do it.
Where's Breath of the Wild? What's it doing? Give us a Is it what quarter?
What we know about that game for 5 years? That game kept getting delayed.
Oh yeah, the first one. Yeah, it was I remember the holidays for the Wii U, and it was I think that was the year that Pikmin came out. It was this is Nintendo's big holiday game. What is history is repeating itself? Someone help! I want off this ride. So. Crazy numbers. It's awesome. Good stuff. Fall Guys. Speaking of crazy numbers, this game, their social media person is just doing an incredible job. Doing so well. And I guess we got to let the devs know we want it on Switch.
Yeah, I think this is coming from their official like Reddit thread. There's an article linked in the show notes from Tech Advisor. They're open to it. They just want to hear that you want it, and I mean, I think they obviously. I don't think they have anything exclusive on PlayStation right now. It's just what they developed for. I'm pretty positive the verbiage that I was reading. Sony said that any game that comes out after June 4th, I think, or something like that, has to be forward compatible with PS5. So that means it's going to should be something that you can play forward on PS5, and then hopefully with Xbox and Switch potentially coming. They've also mentioned that they are interested in crossplay support. I think they're initially going to look at trying to get PlayStation and PC linked up doing that first, but yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah, it looks like a good time, and it just looks like a game that belongs on the Switch. So, fingers.
Yeah, and it's Devolver Digital too, so like they have a history of bringing games to Switch.
Hori Split Pad Pro 3.
Well, no. Split Pad Pro controller. They have 3 new colors. Sorry, that was the last thing I wrote, and it was hastily written.
Got it. Okay, so 3 new colors, and this is the
same as the Daemon X Machina.
Got it.
Controller. Yeah, and it's a very comfortable, good controller that snaps on. It feels like a good big Xbox or Switch Pro controller attached to the Switch. So I mean it's comfortable in your hand. It makes I think I played Overwatch on handheld, and that actually felt comfortable versus on the Joy-Con and the short sticks. Shooters don't really feel quite right. But this controller makes it feel better. I think the Daemon X Machina one, I think, was $50. I think these will probably, I don't know what these are priced at, but they'll probably be similar.
Be around the same. All right. Okay. Well, it's kind of a slow news week. Do you want to jump into this talking point from last week that we
Sure.
we left there? All right, here we go.
Here we go!
All right, kick it off, man.
All right, so if you weren't paying attention, last week was a big week for Halo, and ultimately this week was a big week for Halo as well in the other direction. But it was leaked after the Xbox kind of showcase that Halo is going to have free online multiplayer. So anybody that has an Xbox doesn't apparently have to have Xbox Live Gold, which has been kind of the standard. You have a silver account. If you just have an Xbox and you create the gamer tag, even if you're not paying the $5 or $50 or $60 a year or $5 a month, or I think they're even pushing now. I think what Josh and I both have is Game Pass Ultimate, which includes Xbox Live in there.
Yep.
Their terms of service got updated last week to kind of remove some stuff and just call it the Xbox Online Service in their terms of service. So we might be seeing kind of a rebranding of Xbox Live here in the future, which I think with their whole PC mentality with gaming is on brand, where on my computer I don't have to pay for an online service to play multiplayer games. Just buying the game and being connected to the internet is enough. You have other launchers that have friends lists. Steam has a friends list. Epic has a friends list. You have communities there. So what you were kind of paying for, and where I saw value in it way back to 2004 when I first started paying for Xbox Live and Halo 2, was that you had your friends list, and it was kind of cultivated and well manicured to be easy to use and quick and easy with parties and all that kind of stuff. And Xbox has led a lot of the online architecture, I think, for consoles, and Sony has followed suit, I think, on a few things. They had achievements, and Sony had trophies come out shortly thereafter. And the friends list and the party system, I think Xbox has definitely led and been a little bit better, I think, initially, and Sony's been playing catch up when it comes to some of those things. But there are some things Sony does better as well. I think Sony has really cool community hubs on their PlayStation Plus service, and then both Xbox and PlayStation, I think Xbox kind of forced Sony's hand to come out with the PlayStation Plus free games when Xbox started doing games with gold, and I'm hoping that Xbox can kind of lead Sony as well with backwards compatibility with what they're doing with Xbox One game or the Xbox original games and Xbox 360 games being playable on the Xbox family of systems. And PlayStation is getting there with a weird subscription model, I think, with their PlayStation Now stuff that isn't quite on par with what it could be. But what I'm kind of getting at is I'm hoping that Xbox can lead the field to maybe see online paying to play online go away for consoles. And I think Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo all offer something for what you pay for. But if you look at it, you have Epic, which has found ways around requiring people to pay to play their game. Unless like Josh pointed out last week, unless you're on Xbox, you have to have Xbox Live Gold to play Fortnite on Xbox. But on Switch, you can play online for free, and there are a handful of games that are free to play if you just have the app downloaded and launch the game. So what I'm hoping for is, do you think this can lead a new just a change in the just the culture of console gaming to be more paired with PC?
I believe with Xbox and PlayStation, sure. Nintendo does not care whatsoever what Sony or Microsoft are doing. They don't.
They play the beat of their own drum.
They are going to play to the beat of their own drum. They just started charging for online. This is the first system that they've charged for online after how many systems that have gone online, I think from the DS forward. And they also, I mean, I don't know. They're making money everywhere. It'd be nice if some of it went into the infrastructure. Yeah, the net code, right? Yeah, it's you got games like Mario Kart, their top selling game. When's the last time it had an update? It's like, so I don't see them changing their ways. If anything, Nintendo Switch Online will get a price increase. That'll end up being what happens. I definitely could see Xbox wants to be the best value in gaming. That's their goal. So it will push Sony to have to compete. And if both these consoles end up being $500 to $600, like people are kind of anticipating, I don't know. I mean, if history repeats itself, PlayStation sold way more right off the bat for being $100 less, right? And I think it took longer for people to become multi-console households. I mean, how long did it take for you to get a PlayStation?
I got a PlayStation when Target made a mistake on competing with Prime deals. And I forget what summer that was. I think that was summer of 2018. But I had a PS3, but and I had not had a PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2. Yep. I got a PS3 mainly due to the fact that it was the cheapest Blu-ray player out there for a while.
Same here.
And I had a friend that worked at Best Buy, and I had access to the Best Buy employee auction site and got a used open box copy or version 2 PlayStation 3, one of the big fat boys that couldn't do backwards compat, which kind of sucked. But it was a Blu-ray player, and that was I think that's why the install base of the PS3 was what it was, is because they had that, and it was a cheaper option than a standalone Sony Blu-ray player was $600 or $700 back in the day, and if you wanted it, then it was cheaper to get it as a PS3. And right. So I mean, that's how they got into households, and that's ultimately how the 360 was really good as well, where it became like a multimedia hub, and it had like Xbox embraced the apps and all that kind of stuff, that you could have Netflix and all that kind of stuff through the console.
You had to use a disc, at least on the Wii. I remember you had to use a disc.
Yeah,
to get Netflix to play.
And I think there were analytics out there that I saw that there was still like some Netflix discs out there that people were still using it to access Netflix on their Wii. Because Netflix has all those analytics, and they can see how people are watching. Like,
right.
Netflix knows if you're watching on your phone, if you're watching on an Android or an Apple device. Sure. They know if you're watching on a 360 or an Xbox One or a browser or anything like that. They know how their app is being accessed. So they have the analytics that there is somebody out there still using their. And that was something you had to put in on the website to like have them send you the Netflix disc that you could then put in your Wii, because it didn't have enough. I don't think it had enough memory block inside to actually run. It had to read the disc to run the app, and that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, don't forget HD DVD, right?
Well, that was a gamble that definitely backfired, and I'm glad I held out and wait. I did not buy. I mean, I only have one franchise that is ultra 4K, like the ultra Blu-ray, and that's the new Star Wars box set that came out. That's the only ultra Blu-ray I bought. So I'm very slow to let and anymore it's like, why do you need that? Because you can stream everything. But I was slow to let those because that was mainly studios battling it out too, and Xbox just happened to, I forget what movie franchise or what franchises and studios chose to go with HD DVD, but it wasn't enough to sway me one way or the other, and I just held off, and I'm glad I did, because HD DVD was atrocious and a failure, because ultimately they just didn't have the backing of enough big movie studios, and Sony had that with Blu-ray and their own movie studios as well.
I believe it was one movie studio that swayed everything, if I remember right. I don't remember which one, if it was Paramount or Warner Brothers. I can't remember which, but I had quite the collection of HD DVDs. And
so do you still have the independent player that plugs into the 360?
No, this was at a time where I was like, I didn't collect any kind of gaming stuff, and I got rid of my component cable for my GameCube. I either threw it away or I gave it away when I gave my GameCube away. I don't know which. I still need to find out. If I could find out. But we had a garage sale, and I was like, just get this stuff out of here. And now looking back, I'm like, man, I wish I had that thing still, just for
how much is that stuff going to be worth in like 10, 15 years?
Yeah, I don't even know, right? I don't even know. But yeah, I was like, yeah, $5, it's yours. Get it out of here, right? I don't even want to talk about how much I invested in all that stuff. But what do you do? You know? What do you do? I remember I used to watch Star Wars most of the time on Betamax, right? Like, and that was Sony's big, like, better picture, you know, all that stuff. But it's crazy. It's crazy. So I do think that Xbox will push Sony. The question is going to be I think at the end of the day, if Xbox wants to sell consoles, if that is important to them, they're gonna have to take a cut, take it to the chin on their, and get their price under the PlayStation. And I feel like they're both waiting each other out.
Phil Spencer even went on public record saying they'll be agile with the price. So if they were smart, they should just come out and say, like, we have a more powerful console, because that's already been proven in the breakdowns and the specs. Mm-hmm. Like, we have a more powerful console, and they could just come out and be like, we guarantee that the Xbox will be at or lower than the price of the PlayStation 5, and they could just guarantee that. And then when Sony ever decides to come out of the shadows and announce their price as well, Xbox can just be like, we're here with it, and we have more teraflops, because that's what they like to talk about right now. Mm-hmm. And they've already talked about 120 frames a second on console, which is impressive that they're getting up there. and 4K resolution and all that kind of ray tracing and all the stuff that you're seeing on modern PCs. So you're going to have access to that in a nice condensed package for $500 or $600. I think it's going to be 500, and there's a chance that if Xbox really wants to take the market share back, they have a big enough both of them have a big enough corporation behind them, but Sony is definitely the gaming division of Sony is definitely more reliant on revenue than the gaming division of Xbox, because Xbox doesn't have to bring in a profit. Microsoft has money coming in from other revenues. Sony has motion pictures and they have TVs and electronics and stuff as well, but gaming has kind of become what Sony is. Motion picture, like the Sony movie studio and gaming division is definitely what they're known for now, versus Xbox has Microsoft as Word and Windows and all that kind of stuff driving the money behind it. So they don't need to bring in the money, and they could afford to take the market share back if they undercut Sony by $100.
It'd be interesting to see what happens. I'm much more of an Xbox fan than a PlayStation fan, just because that's where it's
offset sticks. That's what did it for me.
Well, the offset sticks are a must, but I have as much nostalgia for Halo as I do Mario stuff at this point, so that's where I mean, even if it's just moving over and playing the Master Chief Collection and stuff, it's still gonna be Xbox for me, just because I have zero nostalgia with anything Sony. I had the PlayStation 3, I had the PSP, I played the God of War games, I thought they were great. I haven't gone out and bought another PlayStation or I have bought the PS4, but I haven't taken the time to go pick it up from Eric yet. So yeah,
you got the collector's edition, like the PlayStation 1 version of PS4, so yeah, it's gonna stay in its box.
Yeah,
you aren't gonna play it.
I probably won't even play it anyways. So but
yeah, I had a PSP too, and it was just a Luminous device. Like that's the main game that just stayed in my PSP, and that's what I played over and over and over again, because that was like the hit game that I enjoyed playing the most on my PSP. I wanted a Vita. Vita was really cool, but like I never bought one just because it was kind of, I thought, overpriced for what it could do. It was cool that you could connect it to your PlayStation, but ultimately it didn't. It was the Switch before it was the Switch like really took over. Like they showcased like continuing your MLB The Show game on your PSP or your PS Vita, and that's ultimately what Switch kind of did better.
Right. Yeah. The thing with the Vita that was always tempting was when Destiny was
when you could remote play in. And everybody I saw all sorts of stuff on like the IGN Facebook group of Fireteam chat and all that kind of stuff. People like, oh, I grinded out Iron Banner at lunch break. Like, yeah, that'd be super cool to do that, but I'm sure it was laggy so much. And I mean, Xbox is getting that here coming soon as well. If you have an Android device, like that's another issue that Apple is kind of screwing over
gamers.
Gamers in general. Yeah, the news today with Epic and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, Destiny's going to be on xCloud, and it's not. Destiny is underperforming on Stadia, but a lot of things are underperforming on Stadia, and doesn't quite live up to what it does. So I'm hoping that Microsoft's cloud infrastructure can boost what xCloud does. And from what I've seen in the little beta that I participated in on my iPhone with Master Chief Collection, it there is a little bit of lag, but it's gonna get down as the technology gets better. And so Xbox is ultimately getting kind of a Switch treatment as well. So Nintendo's definitely leading in some aspects, but like I'm hoping they can follow in some things, but Nintendo's Nintendo and they don't like to follow, really. And even when they said like a couple months ago, when they're like, oh yeah, we might not always do directs, like we like to innovate and all that kind of stuff. And now that Sony has definitely ripped the model of directs with their state of plays,
right?
Nintendo hasn't given us a direct really since that kind of has taken a foothold, and so we might see something new, and we're hungry for it. But Nintendo likes to be a leader and not a follower, so I kind of agree with what you said, that Microsoft might force Sony's hand into playing nice. I like that Epic and some other game companies have forced everyone's hand into crossplay, and that we're getting Rocket League and Fortnite. Fortnite is kind of selective, and you almost don't want to go against other consoles on Switch. But having that option to team up with people is nice. And then just the parity across all your stuff. If you have multiple ways to play a game, like I've talked about for a while, I'm excited for Apex to get parity across all their platforms. And if you buy something somewhere, you get it everywhere, and you don't have to pay for things multiple times, and it's just more gamer centric, and it makes companies look better. I saw something today that shareholders at EA refused their CEO and CFO and all that kind of stuff from getting their bonuses, so they aren't getting like $10 million bonus payouts this year. And
wow,
I think that's good for gamers in the long run. The shareholders and gamers and everybody that holds these people accountable want better accountability and products and services offered to them, and you don't get a free ride. You gotta deliver the goods.
Yeah, and I mean, EA, if anybody is there listening, give us a Madden collection on the Switch that showcases Madden from the Super Nintendo up through what it could be on the Switch, right? You know how you can do the Master Chief Collection? You hit one button and it takes the graphics back to the old, like. That's like there's their answer right there to putting out a Madden game on the Switch. Give us a collection. Don't try to compete. Don't say, "Oh, here we're going to give you FIFA that is the same as the other."
It's the same. It's not.
No,
and it won't be.
And don't even try to. Give us a collection of these sports titles, and then go back into your vast library. Get some of these licenses back, or if they've lost them, whatever. Just. Don't go to Burnout Paradise and charge $50 for it.
And Activision's got Tony Hawk going again. Give us the classics on exactly. Like actual N64 Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 on Switch. I would buy that. Like just like give it the episode 1 racer treatment. I paid $10-15 or whatever it was for that. I'd buy Tony Hawk Pro Skater, even though I'm going to get the new one on Xbox probably. Mm-hmm. I want to play the old one somewhere easy to go. Like I have my 64 sitting over here, but I don't want to have to go hook it up all the time. Okay, and
before I go full podcaster, right? Because I'm just a dude with a microphone. I don't know. Maybe there's issues with the licensing from the teams, the old logos and things like that. Figure out a way to get around it, right? Like even if it's the modern teams with the modern logos but still the classic 16-bit gameplay, that's fine. If there's issues there, I get it.
The NFL is a corporation. You can go negotiate with them.
I'm sure they can. So anyway, I would love to see Madden on the Switch is all I'm getting at. Right? And now's the time. Like, how did they miss this window? Nintendo's like, third parties, we gave you your shot. We're waiting to announce Mario so that you guys can have a little bit of the hype that, ride this train. And it's crickets. Where's Ubisoft? What are they doing?
Yeah. Where's Hyperscape on Switch? Like, that could help them right now, because Fall Guys is taking a lot of the wind out of their sails when it comes to Twitch and generating influencer hype about it, because everyone's playing, like I said, everyone's playing Fall Guys right now, and Hyperscape is having to pay people for their ad time on Twitch. Get it out somewhere across the board and get it on Switch.
Yeah. 61
million units. Do it.
Yeah. Let's go.
It's a free to play game.
Like
Sam Fisher's coming to Rainbow Six. Did you see that this week?
Something about that, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fully revealed this weekend. But yeah, that's going to be exciting for Rainbow. But that's PC and Xbox and PlayStation, so not Switch.
Right. Yeah, the Switch, yeah. Give us a Call of Duty of some kind. I've been like, I'm probably gonna fire up my Xbox and go through and figure out how I can delete 200 gigs of stuff so that I can put Warzone on it, because I've started kind of chatting with some of these Call of Duty guys on TikTok, and I'm like, man,
Warzone's a hot mess right now, though, with the graphical glitches.
I saw something on that on today. I was
It's like nightmare seizure fuel.
Yeah, I was like, why is that guy's maps all over his gun? What just happened? What just happened? So, anyway, well, that's gonna do it for this one. All right, Crawler, where can we find you?
You guys can find me hanging out in Discord, building Lego, showing off. I put a few pictures up this weekend while I was building it. So yeah, come hang out and talk to me. n64josh.com/discord is the way to get the invite and come hang out. I think we saw like 4 or 5 new people today hop into Discord. So it keeps growing. So come hang out there. And I'm tempted to do a Fall Guys stream. So Nightcrawler724, Nightcrawlers without the E on Twitch, and maybe I'll hit the button.
Do it. Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Guys, you can follow me everywhere at N64Josh, putting out quite a bit of content, like I said, on TikTok. Still hanging out on Twitter, though. Instagram, of course, Facebook. And you can even follow this show at NPowercast if you want. The show notes for this episode will be at n64josh.com/npc281. You want to email the show, it's npc@n64josh.com. Remember, you want to get my book for free, n64josh.com/audible. You get the audiobook for free. If you want to get the physical copy, go to n64josh.com/Amazon. You get it on Kindle, or they'll print you one if you want. I do have the Patreon, which is going to be getting an update very soon. Patreon.com/N64Josh. Going to be focused much more on content creators and streamers and helping them grow their brands.
New tier rewards?
What's that?
You doing new tier rewards?
Yeah, I'm gonna revamp the whole thing. So if you guys want to pick up any merch, including N64Josh masks, head on over to n64josh.com/store. And you can get a mask that has my little avatar all over it. It's all over it. So go check that out. Again, the invite to the Discord, n64josh.com/Discord. Come hang out. We'd love to see you guys. We do have a Facebook group as well, if that's where you like to hang out. n64josh.com/Facebook group. There we go. We did it. We love you guys. Thank you so much for listening week in and week out. We are less than 20 episodes away from episode 300. I can't even believe it. I cannot even believe it. So, thank you guys. Live with us at chat. I want to say what's up to Jay Harley, Solo Something, Gamecast, Steel Sand Gaming. Anybody else that's still here lurking, appreciate you guys so very much. And we'll see you guys next week for episode 282. Bye, everybody.